Hey guys, it's time for another character upload, and today we're talking about Regnev the Bastard. Bastard inside the world of Biru holds a totally different meaning from what we know it as. It's usually a term used to describe anyone who is where they should not be, and a lot of the skinwalkers in Adori use this term to describe Regnev because he doesn't really fit with the rest of the Anu that live there because he looks more human than Skinwalker. He has metal encased around each and every one of his limbs. He was tortured as a child, washing up onto a dory when he was approximately 13 years old with amnesia and no idea what had happened to him to have caused him to become this way. The idea came from Jax from Mortal Kombat, and I wanted to up the ante by, instead of it just being on his arms, by also putting on his legs. He is a metal walker, which is a dwarven skinwalker, yet he has no control over any of his powers, and he's a completely physical type character, which means he's got physical abilities from both dwarves and skinwalkers, though the metal around his arms don't allow him to use his abilities. This is the concept for Regnev in WWE 2K26. The translation from the concept art to the character model for the game doesn't really translate, but it is the WWE is the best, has the best created character system of anyone else. This is how you generally see him inside the story. Regnev was the second character that I had ever created. And like I said, I give every one of my characters a part of me, and he was given my depression. And it has shown in various ways throughout the entirety of the 20 years of drafts that we've made. But no matter what trauma or obstacle that I've given him with his depression, Regnev has always overcome every single last adversity thrown at him. The reason why his limbs are encased, like I said, is because of the inspiration coming from Jax from Mortal Kombat, which is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character of all time inside Mortal Kombat. I wanted to up the ante by giving him a darker backstory than ever before inside this rendition to fit the feel and tone of the world that we created. There's very little that I can say because the metal does stop him from using a lot of his powers and abilities. The only power that he can directly use is body augmentation, which allows him to separate body parts from himself, kind of like a throwing projectile. So he's able to throw his arm from the elbow outwards, but unlike any other dwarf who would have complete control of their separated limb afterwards. Regnev is handicapped because he cannot control the limb after it's detached because of the metal. He more has to go and run and pick it back up after like throwing a punch and throwing his arm across. He is tied for my favorite character throughout the entirety of the story. Like I said, he was my second character created, and he's only really fighting against the first character that I've created that I will talk about later. And both of them had had a tenuous friendship at best, even if you could call it a friendship, especially at the beginning. I needed to handicap him in order to have him be the first person that you meet inside the secondary storyline and to help Riesta with her journey. This character, just like every other character, has their own moveset that we've designed for them through this game, their own entrance, and will be available on the community creation downloads It'll be available for the community creations on WWE 2K26 to download the day of or after posting this video.